This is so hard for me. My gift has always been my voice, but I think for the last year and a bit, I've kind of treated it like it's a curse. And in the spirit of exercising my voice and using my voice, I've decided to pick up the camera and make a video. This is actually extremely harder than I thought it was going to be. I haven't picked up the camera to record a video in almost a year. Well, over a year. And I don't even know where to start. I wrote down some notes of where to start, what to say. Not what to say, but like notes of where to start. So I'm just gonna go with that. One of the things I wrote was, when did you first realize that your voice was your gift? And for me, I think it's been something, you know what, scratch that. I'm just gonna talk about my life right now, because that's where I think the best place to start is. I'm still going through a crazy transition, and I feel like I'm gonna go through this transition for years. Part of that transition is being myself and embracing who I am without the validation of my mum. That happened because of something that happened between me and my mum, and I just leave that at that. So I've been on a journey of refiguring out who I am, but on this journey of refiguring out who I am, the best part of me, or the core of who I am, I've kind of just pushed to the side, because I feel like it's caused me a lot of pain, and I feel like it's caused me a lot of loss. And when I say that, I mean my voice, I feel like is my gift. I feel like I'm able to talk to people, connect to people through my voice. I'm able to, I don't know, connect to people's spirits, give people like something to think about, give people something to connect to make changes in their lives, or whatever it is. And I feel like having a gift like that comes with a lot of responsibility, because sometimes I can see things or feel things that I feel like people aren't necessarily comfortable having conversations about. And that's not to say I've always gone about things the right way, or I've always been like compassionate to situations when it comes to what I believe and what I think and what I feel. But it is to say that I feel like in this season of my life, I spoke up about a discomfort for my life, for myself. And I realized a shift in my life that I needed to take, or a shift in my life that I needed to follow. And that came with a lot of realizations, emotions, of like people in my life and the place that they have in my life. And when it comes down to my mum, some of the decisions that she had made and how it affected me, and blah blah blah. And I spoke up about those things, but in me speaking up about those things, life just like literally fell to shit. And I feel like I've lost a lot of what I thought was a part of me, or what I thought was a part of my life, due to the fact that I was speaking up about certain things. But even just having a YouTube platform and wanting to speak to about certain things, and wanting to speak to a community of women, I feel like that comes with the responsibility of people and their judgments, and people and their gossips, and people being triggered by you and not wanting to support you. And I don't know how I feel about myself at this very moment in time. I don't know how I feel about my gift, but I do know that I feel like the moment I stop talking, the moment I stop being interested in my development as a woman, the moment I stopped like being curious about myself, being curious about the world, being curious about the world through a woman's lens, and speaking about it, is the moment I lost my spark. I have lost my spark completely, I feel like, and it's so hard getting it back. I don't even know, this is part of the process. I don't even know when that shit is gonna come back. I don't know how it's gonna come back. I don't know what it's gonna look like when it does come back, who I'm gonna be when it comes back. But I just know I've lost such a part of myself that I used to connect so beautifully to. I used to be excited to record videos. I used to be excited to do research. I used to be curious about just life, and I just lost all of that. Or should I say I just shut it all out, because I felt like that curiosity and that like fire in me caused me so much pain. And when you experience a pain between mother and child, or parent and child, whatever it is, and you feel like there's a responsibility or a weight you hold behind that pain, don't mind me, that's my air fryer. I'm making some sweet potato. But yeah, when you feel like you're responsible for a certain weight of how a situation like played out, I feel like there's a side of you that shuts down naturally. I don't know if it's just me but I'm just so at a loss. And I know what it is I feel when I'm connected to myself. I know what it is. I know what my life looks like when I'm connected to myself. But I've been so disconnected for so long that putting one foot in front of the other is like the hardest shit I've ever had to do. And I'm taking it a day at a time. Like, let's say picking up the phone to record, that's a big deal for me. Like, I don't know, it's a big deal. And I feel like as women, like, we have to, there's this thing of like being surrendering to transformation and surrendering to rebirth, yeah, because I feel like women go through that a lot in their life. And I wouldn't say that men don't go through it, but I speak for the woman because I'm a woman. But I feel like rebirth is a theme that you have to get comfortable with as a woman. Reinventing yourself, bringing yourself back to life, healing yourself. Like, even let's use childbirth as an example. Who you are within those 9 months, who you are after those 9 months, the person that you build after that pregnancy, it's a rebirth, it's regrowth, it's relearning yourself. And I feel like that's a theme within the life of women, and I feel like it's something I have to get comfortable with, is being at the bottom but then building myself back up again, because I don't feel like this is going to be the last time that I have to rebuild myself from a certain pain that happens in my life. Or let's say when I do get pregnant and I want to have kids and all of that stuff, it's like I'm going to have to rebuild myself. I'm going to have to relearn myself. And in this season, what's the hardest is that I'm doing it in all of its emotions. And I'm so used to just shutting down at the slightest inconvenience. Like, I don't have the time to feel this, so I'm not going to. But in embracing being a woman, in embracing femininity, in embracing the ups and downs and the ebbs and the flows of women and nature, I have to sit in the feelings. I have to sit in the pain. I have to feel it. I have to write about it. I have to move it through my body. And it's only now that I'm starting to, let's say, go to the gym again. Well, I was in and out a lot. Going to the gym again, being more intentional about foods, and like trying to figure out my routines again, figure out myself. What do I like? What don't I like? What type of things give me pleasure? I've been trying to live life through the lens of pleasure, because I feel like it's our birthright. Like, live life in a pleasurable way. Feel desire, feel like, be in awe of your life and the woman that you are. And getting to that point for me is just really hard, because there's no example, there's no like relationship with women, there's no, or like, I don't know, I feel like the connection for me is when you break that cord or break that connection with the woman in your life, but then you have to like build yourself as a woman without that support, or without that, I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway, I don't know how I feel. I'm just, I'm all over the place, in all honesty. I'm just all over the place, and I'm trying. That's all that matters. I'm literally trying, and I'm just gonna document this from now on. But yeah, I just want to say, like, one thing that I'm gonna keep doing from today, or well, from this week, is remember that having a gift, having something that you feel like you've been put here to pursue, always comes with a great responsibility, and it's not something that fits it's not one size fits all. Not everybody's gonna agree with it, not everybody's gonna like it. Some people are gonna be uncomfortable with the reactions or the triggers that you pull out of them, and that's something that I kind of just have to be okay with. And I also have to learn how to manage that gift in a way that's still nurturing, loving, and compassionate towards other people, and their processes and their ways, because everybody has a process. I am not an easy person to deal with, because I have processes that I have to unlearn. I have things that I have to grow past. I have battles that I have within myself that reflect in relationships, and I have somebody that's given me grace, so I have to be able to also extend grace, obviously, to people who are worth the grace. But yeah, I feel like right now I'm just in a phase of, right now, let's say for the summer, I'm trying to rebuild a relationship of trust with myself, because I don't trust myself to do the things that I say I'm going to do. I'm very resilient. I will get up, I will keep trying, but I need to get to that point where if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Because I used to be real good at this before. I don't know what happened. So I think it's that thing of moving out of survival mode. I don't know if this is actually a thing, but I've seen it on socials, and I think it is a thing. But when you move out of survival mode, or you actively try to work your way out of survival mode, your body kind of shuts down. And I think that's what happened to me. I was in survival mode for such a long time that I feel like I felt emotionally safe for the first time in the relationship that I'm in, and it caused me to kind of have a mode of shutdown. But that shutdown kind of reflected in my everyday life, where I just didn't want to do a thing. And it got to a point where I kind of just gave up on myself, because coming out of survival mode is like it's so foreign, and I feel like it made me just question everything about myself, and that kind of led me to be depressed. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, I'm rebuilding a relationship of trust with myself. So I have to do what I say I'm gonna do. So let's say working out, I have to do it every day. I've been doing it so far. I didn't go today, but I'm gonna go later on today because I've still got time. I'm still bedrotting today. Don't get it twisted. I'm still lying in bed. I'm watching my movies. I'm not having any snacks. I'm still gonna have a sweet potato and eat properly. And I'm still going to go to the gym. I did some journaling today. I've picked up this phone and I've recorded. So I've done the things that I said I'm going to do, but it's just catered around what I'm feeling today. I'm feeling really, really emotional and like just heavy. So yeah, I'm rebuilding a relationship with trust. And that looks like just doing the things I say I'm going to do. Taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, taking care of my spirit. But also like exercising my mind. Like I'm actively going to be doing more research and like looking into things and asking questions and getting curious again about life, about the things that I'm interested in, because that's what gives me my spark. That's what gives me something to talk about. That's what gives me like the why of life. You get I started heels dancing again. Quite fun. Very hard to do it whilst you don't feel confident in your body, but very good to grow in your body. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Bye, y'all.